In this training, we are going to go over the engagement settings on your Genius Engager AI so that you understand how to start the system, how to stop the system. We're getting a lot of questions about that, so I want to make sure we added this to our training. So inside of Genius Engager AI, the extension, when you log in, this is your dashboard. When you go to the engagement settings, you'll see the various run settings. So inside of here, let's go over each of these settings so that everyone is clear exactly how to use these. First, you have how long will you wait between engaging the same friend again? This is in minutes, meaning that if I engage Dan and then Dan has another post, maybe Dan's a hyper poster, and it comes up again in his, if he comes up again in my feed, then it will ignore him until it's been after a day. 1440 minutes is 1 day. So that's why I have it set that way. You don't have to set this at all. You can set this to 0 and it will just engage them on every single post they make. But I recommend doing at least a couple hours so that the same person is not getting hyper commented on inside the engager. I do 1 full day, so 1440 minutes. Delay time between engagements. This is where we want to be careful using any extensions, because what does Facebook hate? They hate anything that feels automatic or robotic. And so I would, no matter what you do, we're going to always add 60 seconds to the clock. So if you were to say 0, it would still do 60 seconds. You'll see that I currently have it set at 5 minutes. I sometimes run it as low as 2 minutes because that ends up being 3 minutes. And for me, I have not seen any issues. But if you're someone who doesn't do a lot of engaging on social media, if you haven't been consistent with that, what I would recommend you do is start high and then slowly bring this down. So this means that once the engagement starts, it's going to do 1 engagement, so 1 comment or 1 reaction or combination of the 2, and then it'll wait for this number of minutes plus this number of seconds. So basically this plus 1 minute, it will wait for it before it does the next one, right? Reload feed after is how many engages do you want it to wait? And again, if you're on your cell phone or if you're on your computer and you hit that Facebook button or you push down and release that spring release on your phone, you'll reload your Facebook feed. What we're telling the system here is after 20 engages, reload my Facebook feed. Now, again, this is something you want to play with. You might turn this completely off and just let it run. As of this training, one of the things that can happen is if you have this turned on, the engager may continue to operate even after the schedule that we're going to show you here next, because when it reloads, it restarts and then it sometimes misses your auto start and stop. So this is something that the developers are aware of. So you may want to turn this off if you don't mind the reload, if you don't mind it not reloading. Coming down next, we have our auto start at. So you can set a schedule. Your schedule time zone is at the top of the screen, and it is for me, I'm in Pacific Daylight Time, so that is the schedule I use. You can set this at any time. You can change this at any time, and it'll just automatically update. So if you set your auto start, this will be based on this time zone here, and it will run for as many minutes as you tell it, and then it will stop. Again, with a couple of those caveats that number 1, the 20 engages can sometimes interrupt this and cause this to get confused on when it should stop, the refresh of the reload of your feed. And number 2, if your screen goes black during the operation, that can also interrupt the timer and it may not shut off. Okay. Continuing to move down, this is currently deep engage is coming soon. As of this training, we'll update it when we have this active. Leave reaction only means exactly what you think. If you turn this on, it will only react to post. It will not comment on the post. Smart default reaction. What this is if there are no reactions on a post, it will do its best to generate a smart reaction based on reading the content. I personally don't think you should trust this, so I would turn this off for now. Random mode means it will leave a random reaction. And again, I don't personally think you should trust that, because if it happens to leave a ha-ha on someone's funeral, that's probably not the best result that you're looking for. So I don't think I would trust that either. Engage only with whitelisted friends content. We get questions about this one quite a bit. If you're using the whitelist, which we already have a training on this, but if you're using whitelist, it doesn't mean it's going to search out your friends that are whitelisted. What this means is it will continue to work through your feed as it always has, meaning it will take 1 minute, load the next piece of content, or in this case, 5 to 6 minutes, load the next post that comes up in your feed, and then determine if it should comment or react on that post. If the person is not on your whitelist and you have this engaged, it will skip that person. However, it will still wait for another 5 to 6 minutes, load the next person. If that person is not on your whitelist, it will skip them. So if you've got this turned on and you only have one friend whitelisted, you may never see any engagements happen because that friend may not come up in your feed for a very long time. So I don't recommend you using whitelisting until you have a very large group of whitelists if you're wanting to see the system actually work for you. Okay, so that's what whitelisting does. I think you would need lots of friends on your whitelist for it to really show you some results. And that's just my opinion. Now we come down to engagement settings. All of these are settings that we tell it not to do. So do not post on things if any of these are true or turned on. So number one, don't post do not engage on posts if for anything that's grayed means it's not turned on, meaning that it will engage. I know that can be a little confusing. If it's not highlighted, it will engage. So you'll see that for me, the only thing I've highlighted is the angry face. So my system will engage on any of the other posts. It will not engage on posts that have a common reaction of angry face. When I say common reaction, if you're not using the settings that we have up here, meaning smart default reaction or random mode, what the system does is it evaluates what type of reaction it should leave based on the most common reaction left by others on this post. So if a post has 100 likes on it and 5 loves and 2 ha-has, it's going to leave a like because that's what the most common reaction is. So mine is being told that if the most common reaction is an angry face, do not engage on this post. Now that doesn't mean it will leave a comment because I don't have comments turned on currently for anything that is wow or sad or care. So it will just leave a reaction because I don't have comments turned on in my comment AI or comment section. Okay, so if there's no comments that have been made for those particular reactions, then no comment will be left. All right, but it will leave a reaction. So for me, if someone needs a care, they're going to get this reaction. They just won't get a comment because I don't have a care comment ready for them, both neither static nor AI. All right. Again, these are all things. Do not engage on posts if they have no textual content, meaning that no one typed any description, no one typed anything at all. It's just a picture. Currently, we are not using Vision AI, which is given to us by OpenAI, where it can actually read the text on images. That's not a part of this yet. It may become a part of it in the future, but right now it is 100% based on the text that someone types in their post. Okay, so if there is no text and I have this turned on, it will not engage on that post. Do not engage on posts if they have no reactions. I have that turned on because I want to trust the human reactor more than I want to trust the AI reactor. So if nobody has reacted to a post, Genius Engager will skip this post and move on to the next post. Okay. I have it. It says do not engage on posts if they're suggested for you. If you turn this on, Facebook is often showing you suggested posts, meaning they may not be your friends. If you turn this on, it will not engage on those. For me, I am allowing it to engage on those suggested for me posts. Okay, because that might be a new friend that I need to make. If Facebook thinks I should know them, maybe I should. So that's why I have that to where it is toggled off, meaning it will engage. And again, I know that's confusing. So if it's off, it does engage. Mine says do not engage on posts from blacklisted people. So if we come over here and we look at my blacklist, you'll see that I have these various people. This is my sister. This is my wife. It's my father, a couple other people that are in my life. And I have them all set on the blacklist. So in my engagement settings, it will not engage on anyone in my blacklist. That's the reason we have a blacklist. So if you're not going to ever turn this on, it doesn't make sense to even have a blacklist. So I have it turned on because I have a blacklist. Do not engage on posts from groups. I'm in some groups that are extremely active, and I don't want to build relationships in those groups. I use those groups as resources for me, but because they are so extremely active, they show up in my feed nonstop. I don't want the engager to waste time in those groups. So therefore, because currently we don't have a groups blacklister, so therefore I don't want it to engage on posts from groups. So I have that turned on. I will tell you, all of you are on the highest level. There are 5 different plan levels for Genius Engager. I will eventually roll out the lower end levels once the full system is built. There will be a feature that allows you to, in the future, to choose a group that you do want to engage on if you just want to focus on a group. This is not the same thing. Okay, this is just your feed. I'm also telling it, do not engage on posts if they are from a page. I like talking to people. I don't like engaging with pages. So I have that turned off for me. I've toggled on, therefore it will not engage. And then finally, I do not want to engage with ads. So I don't even know, like, I wish there was just, I wouldn't want any of you to engage with ads, but some people like to do that. So that can also, that's also turned on. All right. So that's what all the settings are in engagement. Now, the big question out of all these things, how do I turn the engager on and off? Right here at the very top, you'll see a button that says Run Engager. So if you're not using the auto start, all you have to do if you ever want to come in and run it is simply click Run Engagement. What you'll see is there'll be a small tab that will open up on the, so I'm moving this for the recording, small tab that will open up on the far left-hand side of your Chrome. You click on that, you can actually watch it work. And what the first thing it will do is it will load your feed. Then it will wait for the time that you've set for it to wait. And then it will begin the engagement. So this first thing you're seeing is it's just simply loading the feed. All right. And then it's going to wait for, there you go. Oh, actually left one comment, excuse me. And now it will wait anywhere between that 5 and 6 minutes. So it's 4 minutes. So it's give or take a minute. It's going to wait that time and it's going to run another one. If I want to stop it from running, I have 2 options. I can click Stop Engagement here on this mini tab, or I can click Stop Engagement here. If you need a fail safe and you really just want to stop the whole thing from running, all you have to do is right click on this tab and click Close, and it will shut the engager down. So if something feels like it's not responding, you can do that. Okay, I'm going to stop my engagement here. Just like that. You'll notice that it did 1. So I click the activity log and there it is. And you'll see that it tagged her. She was speaking about her son, Jordan. He just graduated high school. Okay. So those are the engagement settings. That's how you turn the system on, turn the system off, and schedule it and make sure that everything is working correctly.